Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of 24/7 Talk English. I'm Harry.
Hey everyone, Alex here. Oh, it's really nice to be back again.
Yeah, absolutely. Today we're talking about something that almost every English learner experiences at some point.
Let me guess. Translating in the mind?
Exactly. That moment when you want to speak English, but first your brain starts working like a translator.
Oh, yes. First, you think in your native language, then you translate the sentence, and then you try to speak.
And by that time, the conversation has already moved on.
Right. That's why many learners say, I understand English, but when I speak, my mind suddenly freezes.
Yeah, that's very common. And honestly, it's not because people are not intelligent.
Exactly. It's simply because the brain is used to translating instead of thinking directly in English.
But the good news is, anyone can train their brain to think in English.
And the process is actually much simpler than most people think.
Right, you don't need complicated grammar or difficult vocabulary.
What you really need is practice, awareness, and a few smart habits.
So today, we're going to talk about some powerful ways to stop translating and start thinking directly in English.
And these methods work for learners from any country, any language, anywhere in the world.
Exactly, because the brain works in a similar way for everyone.
All right, Harry. Let's start with something very simple.
Sure.
One of the easiest ways to start thinking in English is to describe what you see around you.
Oh, yeah, that's a great exercise.
For example, imagine you're sitting in your room right now.
You can simply look around and say in your mind, there is a table. The table is brown. I see a phone. The phone is on the table.
Exactly. Notice something important here.
The sentences are very simple.
Yes, that's the secret. Simple sentences train your brain faster.
When people try to create long, complicated sentences, the brain immediately wants to translate.
But with short sentences, your brain begins to think directly in English.
Another really helpful trick is talking to yourself.
Yes, that might sound a little strange at first.
But actually, it's one of the most powerful ways to improve speaking.
For example, when you wake up in the morning, you can say small things in English.
Like, okay, I need to get up. I should drink some water. Maybe I'll make some coffee.
Exactly. These little thoughts are perfect practice.
Because language is really just thinking out loud.
That's actually a beautiful way to explain it.
And when you practice this daily, something interesting happens.
Your brain slowly stops translating.
Right, it begins to connect ideas directly with English words.
Another helpful habit is using your daily routine as practice.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
For example, imagine you're cooking.
You can think simple sentences like, I am cutting vegetables. The water is boiling. This smells good.
These small moments are perfect opportunities to think in English.
And the best part is, you don't need a classroom.
Exactly. Your daily life becomes your English teacher.
Another important thing is learning vocabulary with images instead of translations.
Oh, yes, that's extremely powerful.
When you see a picture of an apple,
Your brain should think apple.
not the translation.
Right. Images create a direct connection between the object and the English word.
That's actually how children learn languages.
Exactly. Kids don't translate. They connect words with experiences.
And adults can train their brains the same way.
Another thing learners can try is imagining conversations.
Oh, I like that one.
Let's say you imagine ordering coffee.
You could think, hello, I would like a coffee. How much is it?
Or maybe you imagine meeting a new person.
Hi, nice to meet you. Where are you from? What do you do?
Practicing these imaginary conversations builds confidence.
And slowly your brain becomes comfortable thinking in English.
Another helpful method is listening to English regularly.
Yes, podcasts, videos, conversations.
The more English your brain hears, the more natural it feels.
And after some time, something surprising happens.
Your brain starts predicting words before they are spoken.
Exactly. That means you are beginning to think in English.
And that's a big step toward fluency.
But Alex, I think there's one important message we should share.
What's that?
Learners should not be afraid of making mistakes.
Oh yes, that fear stops many people from speaking.
But mistakes are actually a natural part of learning.
Even native speakers make mistakes sometimes.
That's true.
So, if you want to think in English, you must allow yourself to practice freely.
No pressure, no fear, just practice.
And remember, progress happens slowly.
But if you practice a little every day,
Your brain will gradually change the way it processes language.
one day you'll suddenly realize something interesting.
You're thinking in English without even trying.
And that moment feels amazing.
It really does.
All right, everyone. That brings us to the end of today's conversation.
We hope this episode helps you start thinking more in English.
Remember, keep things simple, practice daily, and be patient with yourself.
Fluency is not about perfection. It's about consistency.
Thanks for listening to 24/7 Talk English.
And we'll see you again in the next episode.